I haven't been through one of these things in years, guys, so let's see how this goes. Well, here we go. We'll see if the bodywork holds up that I put on this thing. Leave the car wash missing a fender and a tailgate, we know I'm not much of a mechanic. I gotta be honest though, it's not quite as fun and exciting as I remembered it being. I better be getting my $11.99 worth. Alright, let's take a look at what kind of a job that car wash did. I gotta say, it actually looks pretty good. It doesn't clean the tires very well, but the wheels were pretty dirty and I actually got them fairly clean. The main thing for me was getting the undercarriage cleaned up a little bit, at least get a good rinse on it, because again, this is a brand new frame on it, so we want to keep it lasting as long as possible, but yeah, looks pretty good. I tell you, it pays to be Mrs. Gearhead, because what do you know, wifey's getting some more new parts on her truck. Today we're going to be installing this head unit. This is from Idoing. Now, just to be clear, this is not a sponsored video, but they did send this to me for free to install. So the main thing is, I think the install is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. It's nothing really exciting. But I'm really curious to know how this compares to the Pioneer head unit that I put in the 4Runner. And I did a video on that a little while back, so feel free to check that out if you want. But I want to see how these Chinese head units compare to a brand name like a Pioneer. So far already, I gotta say, this is a bigger size screen. That's more a matter of just the different shaped dash. But we can get away with a 9-inch screen in this one versus, I think, 7.5 inch in the 4Runner. And from what I understand, I mean, there's not much documentation here, guys. It's just got some symbols on it and some contact info. But from what I understand, I think this is wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And in order to get that in like a brand name unit like a Pioneer, you usually have to pay for one of the higher end models. And so the one in the 4Runner doesn't have that. You have to use a cable in order to plug your phone in, which isn't a problem for us, but so far it's a kind of a nice bonus of this one. From what I understand, you can also run things like Netflix and YouTube on this as well, just because it is on an Android operating system. I'm assuming because it's China made that they're not worried about the rules and regulations that we have here in North America. So this is what we're starting with. This is the original head unit in the Tacoma. I think most of the second-gen Tacomas are pretty much the same idea here. It's a big unit, man. That's like, it takes a big chunk of the dash, and we're going to be replacing all of this with just a big touchscreen, which is awesome. And that's why we were able to get a better sized screen in this one than in the 4Runner. So from what I understand, this guy here just needs to be popped out, and then I think there's a couple screws holding the stereo in. The Idoing people were kind enough to send a couple of pry tools too, which is above and beyond. So thanks, guys. So it looks like we got a couple of 10mm bolts in here now to get rid of. So there's two on the front here, and I think there's two more down in deeper. I need a longer extension. Okay, so this should just pop out now the rest of the way, I think. Oh, that was easy. Alright, what do we got back here? So, now you can see, it's pretty straightforward. We just have a few plugs to deal with here. Nothing out of the ordinary. I'm not sure, we have to reuse these clips, I think, on the new Idoing unit as well. We'll see if we have to pull those off. So, we're just going to unclip all these harnesses, and this thing will be out. So obviously we're going to have to swap over this unit here with the clock and the 4-ways and everything into the new head unit, which shouldn't be too hard. Nothing super major, but So this unit that goes in here has the four-way flashers and then the clock. It doesn't fit. The screws, the holes don't line up with the tabs from the Toyota side. But I think I can customize it in order to make it fit, so it's not really the end of the world. That's not going to stop us from installing it. So I tried just plugging everything in, and all the wiring connections work, and I had the radio working and everything in it, so I'm not concerned about the fitment there. So next up, I just want to confirm that these tabs are going to bolt onto the side of it, and they should just fine, but I just want to make sure and rule everything else out. If everything else is going to fit on this thing, then I'm just going to modify. I just have to cut a couple tabs off in order to make that section fit into the bottom of this, and we should be able to continue on. Okay, so I went ahead and confirmed that the brackets are going to fit on this thing in the dash, and they do. I was able to get go through here. I was able to get these two bolts in, which is the most important thing. The bottom ones don't line up, and so the bolt pattern for these brackets on the side of the head unit is it's just not even close. There's, out of the 4 bolts that come into the original head unit, I can get 1 in, and it's not, the little guide nubs don't fit. Anyways, it doesn't fit. But I was able to get 1 bolt in on each bracket on each side, enough to hold it to the head unit, and that's enough to get these 2 bolts in. So without these top clips even used, like I didn't swap the factory clips over yet, it just has the tabs in there, and this thing is rock solid. So with just these 2 bolts in here, and like kind of using these as guide pins almost, and not actually clipping them in, this thing is in here solid, for real. Like, it's just, I think I would be fine with just leaving it just like that. It's not wiggling, it's not going to be rattling or anything. That ain't going anywhere, so I'm not going to bother swapping those clips over, I don't think. And now I know I can get these 2 bolts in. I think that's enough to hold it all. Okay, got another update for you here. It's starting to get dark here, by the way, so we might have to finish this up tomorrow. So I ran the wires for the phones. USBs, I just put them in the glove box here like most people do. Quick and easy. On the 4Runner, I put like a flush mounted port right here. And to be honest, I just forgot to even order one for this truck, so that's what we're doing. So I ran those into the back in here. These are just plugged into the back of the head unit. And I also have, this is the wire for the Bluetooth microphone. So I ran it back in here, and here under, I guess it's an ashtray or whatever that thing is. Pulled that out, and I just ran it. I pulled this trim piece down, and I just ran the cord through here, and then above the steering column up, and just clipped it on there. I think it should be okay. It should pick up voices pretty well, at least for the driver. On the 4Runner, again, I did things different. I put it up on the rearview mirror. But to be totally honest, it's freezing cold out here today, and I just don't feel like pulling all those trim pieces off to run the wire, so I'm not doing it. But anyways, I think this is going to be fine. This is, we'll try it out, but I think this will work fine. I don't know if they sent me the wrong trim piece for this Tacoma, because they did make these for like 15 years. I think the newer ones might have a different fitment, but anyways, I'll put this back on the workbench and show you what's going on. But those 3 holes right there at the top, those don't even come remotely close to lining up with the holes on the factory piece. So it's these tabs on this thing, these 3 tabs that are the problem. Let's see if I can get you to focus. Yeah. These 3 guys are not lining up with the holes and the slots on this guy back in here. So my solution for this is I'm just going to break these tabs off, because I still have a hole here that I can screw in, and one on this side as well. And then these bottom clips, if you can see, the bottom clip is going to hold it in place as well. So this is kind of do or die. This is kind of, we're not going back to stock once we break these off, but I think it's going to be okay, so wish me luck. Okay, I was finally able to get this fit in place, and it fits pretty good. There's a bit of a gap on this side over here, but it's really not bad. I don't think it's going to be noticeable. The button for the 4-ways works. So that was the trick there, is just those 3 tabs on the top. I had to cut those off, which is not a big deal at all. So we should be good to go. This should plug in and bolt right up, no problem now, and we should be almost done the install. Ah, crap.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it, Marco! Damn it! 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 Damn it!
Alright, that's it. It's looking pretty firm. I think we're good. I do believe that's installed now. Let's just turn it on and make sure everything boots up. Let's take a look here. Ooh, it's got the Toyota logo. That's cool. Let's see what we got here. I'm not seeing Google. What else have we got going on? Alright. Cool.
Your words cut deeper than a knife.
Okay. Anyways, I've got obviously a whole lot of settings and stuff to play around with, but it's installed. Fits really good now that it's in. The gaps and everything look good. Of course, it's getting dark now, so I'm going to film the rest of this tomorrow when it's daylight out for you guys. But yeah, we've got a freshly installed head unit in the Tacoma. So I'm really excited about this. This is pretty awesome. Okay, so for starters, fit and finish on this is really good once it's in. I know I mentioned those fitment issues with those plastic tabs for this module and the brackets that hold it in, but it is rock solid, no wiggle at all. I didn't even bother swapping the clips over on these tabs that are up here. I just use them as kind of like a guide and use the 2 bolts in the center to hold it in, and this thing it's not going anywhere. It is really solid. So I'm pleased with that. Now, I haven't even tried plugging my phone into this thing yet, so I guess I'm going to be figuring this out as I go. I'm going to try and get Android Auto up and running, and from what I understand, you need to use your cable for Android Auto, and Apple CarPlay is wireless on this unit. So my wife's phone is an Apple, I've got an Android, so we'll be able to test both out and find out how that works. But for now, we're going to test out the Android Auto on this. Okay, so I just plugged my phone in, and I went through the setup to connect Android Auto with the head unit. It's pretty straightforward. As you can see, we have our usual Android Auto screen. This is the same as the Pioneer and the 4Runner. The main apps I use in this is pretty much just Spotify and Waze. But we'll run the app for weather as well, stuff like that. And the Podcast Addict, I use that for podcasts too. Obviously phone calls and stuff, I would run that through this. I've been meaning to get more out of Android Auto, really. I just haven't really had time to play around with it that much. So if you guys have any recommendations of some of your like favorite apps or like you think must-haves that I should be using, then definitely let me know. I want to learn more about this stuff. Just want to show you one more kind of up-close shot of the fit and finish of this. The gaps and everything for these panels it's really good. It fits really well. Now one thing is, it is black plastic and it doesn't quite match the gray of the factory trim, obviously. The original stereo was all gray, so it all kind of looked like one complete unit, but this kind of stands out a little bit more. I'm not concerned about that. I think it looks fine. Now there's one outstanding aspect of this install that I haven't taken care of yet, and I'm not going to, because I'm a good husband and I know the rules. This is her truck, and so this plastic, I'm not the one that gets to peel that off. You guys know how it is. I'm going to save that for her and let her do the honors, but aside from that, this thing is up and running. Again, I've got my cords inside the glove box so I can connect our phones. I'm pretty sure her phone is going to connect wirelessly. Android Auto works. I've been trying to hook it up to the Wi-Fi in the house, but I think our signal just isn't quite strong enough. I'm on the far end of the driveway here, so Maybe next time I'm parked closer to the house, I'm going to fiddle around with that some more. But I'm going to be making some more videos with this still, of course. If you haven't already, check out that video where I installed the Pioneer head unit in the 4Runner. I'll put it here somewhere, I don't know. Check it out, see what you think, and stay tuned for more videos comparing these two together. I'm very curious to know how these Chinese head units stack up against a name brand one like the Pioneer. So, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more.